fact, it was even longer than that. It was a long time ago, not just a long time ago. There was a king. He was ruler of the world. His name was Ahasuerus. So this king had a queen called Esther. There was a guy named Haman. Haman, not Haman, it was just Haman. And he had an idea that what he wanted to do was kill all the Jews. He was kind of bugged with them about something, and so he decided he was going to kill them all. Anyway, so, but he didn't know that Esther was a Jew. So he started this plot that on a certain day, all the Jews could be killed by all the people in all the towns in 161 provinces of wherever King Ahasuerus was king. The king signed the order, put it into effect, and then the next day, Esther's uncle, whose name was Mordecai, he said to Esther, hey, you know what? We're Jews, we're going to get killed on that certain day, but I think maybe if we pray or something, then that won't happen. Anyway, so they were thinking about it, and Esther said, well, the king's kind of scary. If I go in to see him and I'm not invited, then he's going to kill me too. And Mordecai said, hey, we're all going to get killed unless you do it. And so she said, well, yeah, you got a point there. So they fasted for a day or two or three or something like that. And then she went into the king, and the king said, yeah, what would you like, Esther? And she said, whew, come to a banquet. So the next day, the king went to a banquet, and he brought Haman with him. And so at this banquet, Haman felt really honored that he got to go to a banquet with the king because he liked being honored. Anyway, so they went to the banquet, and they were all hungry and excited about what kind of news Esther had. And Esther said, the king said, what is the purpose of this banquet? How come you invited us to a banquet? I mean, I like food, but you probably got some kind of plot in your mind there or some kind of plan. And so Esther said, my plan is that you come to another banquet tomorrow, and then I'll tell you. And they said, okay, and they ate their lunch, and they went home, and so the next day came, and Esther had the other banquet all ready, and it was all big fancy thing. And so they went to the king and Haman went to this banquet, and they were all excited, and they said, okay, what's this big banquet about? And the queen said, King, oh, my husband, there are some people who are trying to kill me. And the king said, that's not cool. We don't want that to happen. And so, how's it going to happen? And the king said, well, somebody made a decree that all the Jews were going to be killed, and I'm a Jew. And the king said, oh, I didn't know that. And then he said, who's the one who made this decree that all the Jews are going to be killed and it's going to kill you too? And Esther said, Haman, he's the bad guy. Well, Haman was over there looking like, uh-oh, big problems here. And so he got nervous, and the king got mad at him, stomped out of the room, and Haman was saying to Esther, Esther, don't hurt me. And he was too close to her when the king walked back in, and he said, what are you doing, trying to beat up my wife or something? And so the king said, get rid of this guy. Well, Haman was already planning to kill one of the Jews, Mordecai, Esther's uncle. And so he built a big hangman place, a big platform with a big bunch of boards on it so he could hang Haman like, I don't know how to do that very good. Anyway, so he had that in his front yard. He was so happy he was going to watch Mordecai hang. And the king found out about that hangman's place, and you know what he said? Hang Haman on it. And so right away, they brought Haman out to his own gallows that he had built in his own yard, and they hung him on it. So be careful about building gallows in your yard. I have an experiment I would like to do to make rockets from straws. One situation that I have here in this city in India, where I'm located right now, is that I wasn't able to find straws of 2 different diameters. If you have 2 different diameter straws, you can put one over the other and then close off the end of the outside one, either with tape or with a paper clip, and then you can blow through the straw like that, and it'll launch your little rocket. Now, of course, you can decorate your rocket however you choose and have fun doing that. Thank you for watching our experiment with how to make a straw rocket. Hoodly doodly doodly doo 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 doo. Hoodly doodly doo.